Hello, fellow achievers. Welcome to Achievers Live Take 2, because apparently the internet voice something was not working for the first round. So we're going to dive right back in here and start to talk about pricing. So this is something that can be a big hot topic button for a lot of people when it comes to pricing their offers in the online space. And if you've been hanging out with us this past month, we've been talking a lot about passive income within your business and how to start to apply it in a way that does give you more freedom. Good, Brittany, I'm so glad it's working. We switched over to the phone. So this way, I have more control here. So I'm going to start like right from the beginning with this. And that is the fact that a lot of people in their business, when they're starting off, they are doing a lot of one-on-one work or done for you work, which is great, right? Like that's a great way to get to know your clients and build connections. Hey there, Audrey. But as you are continuing to build your business, what also starts to happen along the way is you realize you're only one person. You only have so much time. So if you want to scale your income, you need to add these additional income streams. So throughout this month, we've been going through step by step of how to create these passive income offers in your business and really simplify the process, because really it can be done quickly. It's just about how you're leveraging your time and your skills. So if you haven't caught the past episodes, you don't necessarily need them to jump in today's topic, but I want to encourage you to go back. So on my page, you can just hit videos and you'll see we talked about pre-validating your program or your course so that you already know it's going to sell. And then last week, we went into actually mapping out your passive income offer. So if you want to go back to them, absolutely. And now we're going to talk about pricing itself, because this is usually where people get stuck. So you get really excited about your idea and you're like, I cannot wait to get this out to my people. They want it. They're ready for it. I outlined it. Like, what's next? Sell the things, right? Hands up if that's like super exciting to you, because it is for me. That's where I get really excited of knowing like this is that next step, right? We're about to go out there and really get it out to our people. However, they're going to ask how much it is, right? They want to know like, what am I spending to get X result? So this is where your pricing comes in. So before we talk about the specific strategies on pricing, hey there, Jen, I want to make sure that we talk about what most people do that doesn't work, because in case you're falling into this camp, and I was taught these, strategies as well in my business, and they actually stalled me. So I want to make sure that, we cover those as well. And that is the first one, is looking at what other people are doing in your industry and what they're pricing at. So if you are looking just to see what the range is, or personally, maybe you want to be inspired a little bit. Sometimes we need a little boost, like, oh, if somebody's charging that much, like obviously I can charge this. I can understand where that can work for some people. However, what I see that happens a lot for people is that they don't realize the bigger picture of what other people are pricing at. So when it comes to their pricing, you don't know, one, what their experience is. So is their experience exactly the same as yours in that space? So yes, they may have a similar course or program that they're putting out there, but their experience may be more or less than yours. And usually you don't really know that. You don't know that kind of behind the scenes when you're looking at somebody else's price. The other thing, and we're going to talk about this in the strategies, is what their business structure is. So yes, you may have seen people with, an offer that's 10K and you're like, well, mine's like 1K, but maybe for you, that is a lower price offer in your entire like suite of business, where for them, that is their top tier offer. So it's different of where it's being placed in their business. So their overall structure, that is the highest level that somebody can work with them. And maybe they have other offers that are way less because they're more accessible or whatever the case is. And we're going to talk about business structure in a few minutes here. But the final thing with that, and this is why I'm not a big fan of like, go look at what everybody else is doing and then decide your pricing based on that, is because you're also playing with other money mindsets. Okay. So I have seen people that have priced offers in their business that I'm like, I would never give my time away for that much. Like, I freaking value my time too much. Like, you're crazy. Like, how could you do that? But again, then I just go, because it's their business, right? And one, I don't know where that fits in their business, right? So maybe they're pricing at that for a strategic standpoint. So I don't know that going in, right? I don't know their business like that. Or maybe their money mindset is simply different than mine. So that's something I've worked on for years in my business. So I'm okay with charging more for certain things, and I'll talk more about that. So you don't know what's going on behind the scenes when you're looking at somebody else's pricing. So maybe their experience is different than yours. Maybe their business structure is different. So where it's falling in their business is determining that pricing. And for you, it's at a different level. Or simply their money mindset is either stronger than yours, so to speak, or it's not as strong, right? And I don't want to say like if somebody prices their things high, they have a strong money mindset, because that's not true at all. But you just don't know, right, how these things play into their business. So let me know in the chat if this has ever happened to you, where like you've looked at other people's prices and you're like, oh my God, she's charging that much. Like, I could never charge that much. Or you see them and you're like, they're only charging that? Like, are they crazy? Are they gonna like undercut me because I'm trying to charge like a higher amount? And we start playing all these games when we're trying to price, when really they're not serving us, right? Jen, you've been there. Yeah, like we have to watch that, because now it's actually stalling us because we're not setting our price, because now we're like, we're not sure, right? And when you're not clear on that, then all of a sudden you doubt yourself. And when you doubt yourself, then you don't take action. So make sure that's not one thing holding you back when it comes to pricing, is, you know, being almost too aware of what's out there. And then the second thing that I see people doing when it comes to pricing, and especially in the coaching space, and obviously I love coaches, right? But this happens a lot in the coaching space, where someone is told what to price their offer at by somebody else, and they do not have the confidence behind that price. So either someone did an exercise that said, hey, you want to make this much a year, right? So let's say you want to make $1 bajillion in a year, but you only want to work with 3 clients at a time. So you have to charge each of those clients 1/3 of $1 bajillion. And that's totally fine, because it makes your goal, like it makes it happen. But if you're not comfortable with that price point, right, which I'm sure you're not, because it's not even a real price point, then how are you going to confidently go out there and sell your offer? It's not going to work, right? And so many people have that happen, where somebody's like, you should be charging more. And I've totally been guilty of saying that to people. I'm like, dude, why are you not charging more? And then I have to like apologize, right, and take myself back, because guess what? If they're not comfortable at a higher price point, they're not going to be able to sell it at a higher price point, because they're just not there yet. So you have to remember that too. You can't be forced into somebody else's price point when it's not, you know, for you. Dane, they're only charging, that is what I say, but I'm not really comparing apples to apples. Exactly, because everyone is so different. 1/3 of $1 bajillion. Yeah, like, hey, like you could totally work with me if you want to spend like all of that money. And then you're like, why aren't people coming? It fits with my annual goal. Am I not like money mindset enough to get people to spend that kind of money with me? No, it's because your goal is so freaking like absurd that it just doesn't match up. So you can't like force yourself into something that isn't necessarily a good fit for you. So I wanted to make sure we kind of like push those out of the way so that we could talk about some actual strategies that you can take and you can go apply. So the first one is knowing where this offer, so we've been talking about, you know, creating passive income within your business. So where does this offer specifically fall within your business? Okay, so in your business, you most likely have a couple different offers going on, or maybe this is like your second offer. So maybe you are newer to creating offers and you're like, okay, I have something else in my business and I have this. So I want you to ask yourself, what is this bigger picture? of this offer. So if you are looking to simply have like an entry offer that builds the know, like, and trust factor so people can kind of get like a taste of what it's like working with you, knowing that maybe you have some higher end offers that are like the next thing you sell, then maybe that offer is lower price because you want more people to get a chance to experience that. You want more people to kind of come in for that offer, knowing that yes, if it's a higher price, it's going to be less people, right? Less people are going to take you up on it. And that's okay too. So where does this fall in your business in that respect? So some questions to ask yourself is, do they get more access or less access to you? Because if they're getting more access to you, then you're probably going to have a higher price point, right? Because your time is now going into this. This isn't something that is fully passive. Maybe there is a group involved or something like that. So, okay, we need to make sure we're taking that into account when we're doing our pricing. Do you want it to be more exclusive where it's less people, or more inclusive? So no, I want higher numbers. I want to make sure as many people as possible have access to this. Then of course that's going to determine your price point, because if you wanted something that is available for the masses, then you want to make sure that, okay, like we need to make it at a price point that's available for the masses, right? So what is a price point that a majority of people are comfortable with versus a price point that would make people, uncomfortable or stretched a little bit more? So seeing what the access is to you and then how you want this to actually play out in your business. So I'll give you some examples from mine, and you guys can absolutely share yours in the chat as well if this is something that you have experience with. So I have offers in my business that range from $27 to $5,000. And that's a huge gap, right? I understand that. However, where it falls in my business is different. Okay. So if it's a $27 offer, I'll tell you right now, it's a tripwire. That's pretty much the only thing that's $27. So if somebody signs up, they get a limited time offer. It's $27. That's typically what I price my tripwires at. So if they're coming in at that price point, you get zero access to me. Like I do not answer emails, like email questions. Like you will get my VA. You do not, you definitely do not get like one-on-one time with me, things like that, because it's $27. So you're going to get a ton of like actionable value, right? You're going to get modules, you're going to get worksheets, because that's just the way I create them. However, I am completely hands off of that because again, it's a lower price offer and it's created for more like masses, right? So it's more numbers, it's more of a know, like, trust factor. So it's priced according to that so that it is easily accessible for people. So if I had that same offer and I put like a 1K price tag, less people are going to buy it, right? So instead I can run this at a lower cost because I only created it once. And I don't have to, go in there and essentially do anything with that offer. It runs completely on autopilot. So if it is a passive income offer like that, then okay, I'm going to price it maybe under $97 just because I want to make it something that's easily accessible to people to take and apply in their own business and for themselves. Something like the Achiever Circle. So that's $127 a month. And that is like a monthly membership fee. And purposely the point in there of doing that price point is I want to scare anyone who is not going to take advantage of it. Okay. So I want people, I knew that a lot of membership communities out there for entrepreneurs are anywhere from $30 to probably like $60 is most likely like the common range of entrepreneur membership sites. And I went, no, I want this specifically for the women that are scaling their business to six figures. They've already made some money. They're looking to go to the next level. I'm in there in the group every day. Like I'm in there learning about their business, engaging with them. They get calls with me twice a month. There's a lot of things that go on within the circle. They get trainings and bonus trainings and like 5-day challenges and like all that kind of stuff is going on in there. So yes, it's a higher ticket. It's a $127 a month offer. And the reason why is because 1, I'm in there. 2, I want it to be more exclusive than inclusive. So I don't want a group of hundreds and hundreds of people in that membership. Like I specifically want it to like stay small and intimate and like us getting to know each other, engaging and all that kind of stuff, like growing through our businesses together. So I priced it purposely to push people out that were not a good fit for that. So if that price freaked them out, then they need to go to a different offer, right? So you may have some offers like that in your business where I'm like, if somebody's coming in at $127 a month, most likely they're like, I better be using this stuff, right? Because that's how I am. I'm like, $127 a month, I better be using that tool. So I wanted that same type of person coming in the membership. So that's why I priced it that way, purposely to have those people. Audrey, I was thinking of doing one of my mini courses video and workbook for $47 and filling my store with mini courses. Yes. And what you can do is if somebody is, purchasing that course, they're already building that know, like, trust factor. They're seeing exactly what you have in your business. And then you can upsell to your membership, right? Or upsell to a breakthrough session. So they have that option of like stepping up to that next level. But at the beginning, we want to build that know, like, and trust factor so you can price according to that, right? So it's a lower cost offer, but again, it's hands off from you. So it's justifying that as far as you're not giving like so much of your time and energy and then like completely overwhelmed with it. So you have that option as well. So like I said, I have a $27, I have a $127 offer, and then like my one-on-ones is there's a 2-hour session and then there's a 3-month, which is not usually available. But if there is a 3-month, let's say, that's $5K. And it's like for some people, they will pass out, right? When they hear that cost. But you have Voxer access to me, so you can like chat me up throughout the day. You have email access to me. I read over all of your funnels, your sales pages, your like everything essentially. So there's a lot more included in that, and my time, like that's where my time is like zeroed right in. So yes, it's going to be at a higher price point. But again, that is not a passive offer, obviously, like within my business. So the same thing goes for you. Do they get more access to you, less access to you? Because that matters. And then where it goes in your business. So since I know I have, 10 different offers running through funnels at any given time, like within my business, they're priced according to where they fall in the funnel, right? Knowing that the lowest price comes first, and then it's starting to build into that next step, depending on who the person is, or like where they qualify essentially for what individual offer. So you are able to first see where it falls in your business. Does it take time from you? Does it not? Do you want it to be inclusive, exclusive? Ask those questions for yourself, because that's going to help you to start to see what pricing you need for that offer. And then the second part of this, and I'm just scrolling through because I got some notes so I can stay on track. The second part of this is, what's it actually worth for your audience to take you up on this offer? So what result can they expect from taking you up on this passive income offer? And I mean, real life, I want this result. Okay. So we're not doing things like if I had on a sales page, of course we have the Daydream Achiever brand, but if I had on the sales page, like, I'm going to help you to achieve your dreams. That is so freaking vague, right? Because we all have different dreams. We all have different things that we want. So I have to be very specific. So like on the Achiever Circle sales page, it says you are looking to scale your business to 6-figure months. That is the end goal. And you want to do that through having the support, the systems and strategy in place in order to do so. So it was like, okay, that is the very specific result that they want. Now what you do in this step, once you have that of your offer, is I want you to write all the different ways not investing in your offer is costing them more money. Okay, so how are they spending more money than they would be if they just took you up on your offer? And this is before you even know the price. I want you to write this down. So if something goes wrong in that area of their life, how much is it costing them to fix? So we can throw a ton of examples out there. So if you're like, well, this isn't my specific business, all right, let's like play the game all the way across the board. So if we did your relationship, so if you were doing anything with relationship coaching or, marital, anything like that, how much does it cost somebody to have a crappy relationship? Okay, so we have potential therapy. So how much are therapy sessions? write that down. How much would somebody's income typically go up on an average year? So if they were getting a raise, let's say like a 1% raise every year in their business, you could start thinking that out. Well, typically if your marriage is bad, you start to bring that into your job, right? So that starts to reflect in how you perform. So most likely your raises aren't as much either. So you're not increasing your monthly income at home. Maybe one of you is taking up an addiction, right? So who is shopping their way throughout the problems, who is going out with friends and spending more money on drinks and food and whatever the case is, because they don't want to be around you because you are bothering the crap out of them. Like, you know, like you can do this with anything. So if it's the dentist, this is like the story of my life, and I'm just gonna be totally honest here. I have had like, I would love to say a bajillion, but the truth is probably like 9 root canals in my life. And you know why? Because I wait so long before I go to the dentist that instead of just getting the $20 filling or whatever the case is, every time I get there, they're like, hey, you need a root canal and a crown. So then I have to spend $1,200 every time I go to the freaking dentist. When if I just flossed my teeth regularly, guess how much money I would save, right? So you could apply this to any business. I could add up all our dental bills and it's like, okay, doctor's appointments are expensive. Yes, Dane, do you the cost that me and my husband used to pay for prescription medication until we got healthy, between acid reflux, between like IBS, like all the things, right? Because guess what they do? They just go buy another prescription. And then you find out your insurance doesn't cover it and it costs like $200. Unused gym memberships are expensive. Yes. So this is how we start listing all those things. So what is the average monthly gym cost for somebody? What is the average, you know, prescription bill that people are paying? And you start breaking that down. So when I did that for business, I started seeing, okay, people that are in business, what is it costing them not to just finally have a place to talk out their business, get the custom strategy, get the support they need, talk about what they need to do next, right? In an open setting. So what are they doing instead? They buy another program that they still don't use because at the end of the day, they don't have the time, which is the problem in their business, is that their time is going to everything else except growing their bottom line. So they're buying more courses. They have bought every tool under the sun. So they not only have lead pages, but they've tried ClickFunnels and they've tried, you know, Entreport, and they've tried this and they've tried this because they don't know which one they're supposed to be using. All they know is they want a freaking system. Like, please just build something. So I started listing out all, right, of the different things. And it's like, all this money is going out in your business, but your bottom line, you're actually not profitable because you're spending all this money trying to learn everything, because you're totally down for investing in your business. You understand you can't grow it without investing it, but you're almost investing too much, right? So I started listing all of that. This is my my new focus. What's it really cost? Yes. And you could do this no matter what your business is. Like, what is everybody's spending money on already? They just don't know that that's actually costing them money, right? Or it's causing them more stress. You know, a lot of people are going into debt for whatever it is that they are using to fill the void that your offer most likely fills for them, especially if you're doing any kind of life coaching. I can tell you, like, and again, like, I have no problem sharing my stuff sometimes, but like, you know, when it came for me to invest in a life coach in my business, who I love, adore, like she has to stay in my pocket all day long. When she first met me like 1.5 years ago, guess what? I was gaining a ton of weight. Why? Because I was spending all of my money on food and business. That's it. So it was like, okay, my business stresses me out. I'm going to go buy food. I'm going to go out and drink. I'm going to go do these things, right? Oh, I can't afford to invest in life coaching. Like, I need more business strategy. I bet I need more tools. I need more tools, right? And I know what I'm doing. Like, and that's not being conceited. It's just the truth. Like, I know enough strategy to like serve me my entire life. So then I started investing into working with her, and guess what? I saved a lot of money by investing in her. So here's the things, like, you have to start seeing, you're my market. Yeah, like, see, and that's the thing, like, people don't realize your job, part of that is to get this stuff on your sales page, right? To be honest with the fact that yes, they're spending money, and my life changed because this woman had the courage to say, hey, I'm calling you out on your crap. And she wrote this like long message, like, you're pushing me off because it's uncomfortable. And I'm like, get out of here, like, get out of my inbox. What are you doing? Right? And guess what? Like now, like I do not want to live without this chick. So, what is it actually costing them that they're spending money? The money is there. It's always there. They're just spending it somewhere else. So what is it truly costing them not to have your solution? I want you to list all of that out, okay? And be super, super honest. And then after you see this breakdown, I want you to add it all up and then see what you should be pricing your program at. So if you add that up and you're like, oh my God, like they're spending, let's say $3K a year. Let's just use it as an example, right? Or $2K a year, it doesn't matter. And then all of a sudden you see, I was thinking of pricing this at $297. And if you still like, you like that price, by all means keep it. But now like, look how much you just like justified and clarified your own price. So for $297, you can literally save yourself all this, either current or potential, right? It just depends. You're actually saving yourself all of this money. Okay. And even when I did that, like within the Achiever Circle, when I listed it down, I put everything from the graphic designers they're paying, when like technically I could show someone how to do that for themselves. And I know some people don't like me for that, but in all fairness, my degree, my background and advertising, I came from a graphic design. So like I can talk about that, I'm justified. But I even listed that down, like, here's what you're paying for marketing, here's what you're paying for ads, here's what you're paying for this, like, you know, here's what you're paying for all these programs. But the truth is that's not what you need, right? That's not, obviously it's not giving you results. So for $127 a month, like you have essentially all of the support and people with different strengths, right? Like we have Amanda, and I don't know if she's on here live, but you should totally check her out. And I'm going to like link her up in the chat. But like she does Facebook ads. So it's like, okay, someone has a question, like she can jump in, she can talk funnels too. Like she can do all this stuff. And we have these people to help support you, right? We have Audrey, she's on here live. Someone's writing a book. Guess who's going to get tagged in that group? No, you don't have to like get somebody else for your, you know, author as far as social media and like getting yourself out there as an author. Like, no, like we have all these strengths together in one. So you're saving so much freaking money that way. So the same thing with your offer. And then I want you to get your price point from after that. So this doesn't mean to list out, you know, everything and then say your price is equal to that. That's not the goal, right? It's the goal of seeing exactly what it's costing them and then pricing based on there. So if you already had a price in your mind, now you can see like, okay, like this is totally good. One, it fits in this place of my business. Here's the idea I was thinking of. Now I went through and I saw how much it's actually costing people to not have this solution. And now I can see that, okay, they're saving hundreds or even thousands of dollars, right? It just depends on what your offer is. They're saving so much more by just investing in this. Okay. And then it goes to step 3. And this is for anyone who is working on their money mindset, is working on their confidence, is working on their ability to truly lead in their business. And this is something that I have absolutely had to embrace in my own business. So this is why I want to share this, because this is how it is, right? Like we're going to have things that come up. So once you have this price, I want you to do step 3. And this is the intuition test. Okay. And I saved this for the end for a reason. So what I want you to do is once you have this price, I want you to go to any kind of notebook you have. If you hang out with me, I'm sure you have 80 different fun notebooks like this. And they're probably like all quarter of the way filled out because you just bought another one. But I want you to write out 50 benefits of this offer. So when you look at this passive offer, what are at least 50 ways that your audience is going to benefit? So how is it going to save them, you know, time, money? What are they going to learn? What are they going to know how to do? And you can do like 10 a day. Right? Because I know sometimes like writing 50 like that can feel overwhelming, but if you just do like 10 a day, that's totally fine. I want you to start writing out that. And I want you to really start to realize your own worth in your offer. okay? Because a lot of times what happens is it's very hard for us to really say just how awesome we are, right? Like how awesome your offer is. You created it. And sometimes it's so easy to like tell other people they're great and their offers are great. And then with yourself, you second guess. It's only because you're human, right? So when you write out these 50 things, it really allows you to see the bigger picture. So this is where you get to step out of your own mindset and go, okay, what am I actually giving people? What are the benefits that they are getting 50 different ways that this offer is benefiting them. And then I want you to hold those offers against your price. So I have had some times where I write everything down and then I'm like, why did I just price that at $97? Like, look at what I just did, right? Like look at what the actual result is, the actual benefits. And sometimes I've upped my price because of that. Other times I have just laid it out and I went, all right, we're good. Like I'm totally like, I'm over delivering. I'm totally helping. I'm totally serving them with this offer. And I like this price point. But sometimes people need to see that list in order to really like solidify. So in case step 2 didn't work as far as seeing all the ways they're overspending, then this can help you to go, okay, now I see like I am delivering some killer value, right? I'm completely transforming their life, their business, their relationships, their health. Audrey, I'm leading. I just need to up my money game. Yes. So this is where we get to have fun with this, right? We get to start to see what other offers we need to align in your business that are going to essentially lead to the membership, right? Because of course we want that passive offer for you. So we get to like mix around what other offers, and this is how we see where they stack in your business, which is that point 1 of where do they fall in your business and are they priced according to that? So typically, yes, if they take your time, your personal time, they are going to be at a higher price point, right? Because you do want to keep it so that you are further removed as far as your time, because that's how you start to build that freedom. But we have other offers because we know not everybody is going to be at that level, right? Not everybody is going to want to invest in that way, but we have these other offers that are more passive that they can totally get a ton of value from, right? We're still giving value in everything we do, but it fits a different tier in your business. I think I need to do that. That's exactly where I am over delivering and people jump on it. Yes. And I know we talked about this. This is something that came up in the Achiever Circle this week was, for me, I will tell you, if I am selling an offer in my business, especially if it's one-on-one, anything that's around one-on-one with me, if I am selling at over, like 60% close rate or anything like that, I'm like, I need to up my price because too many people are saying yes, which means that now I need to up my price. Like that is something that is like just a rule, like just something I've set, right? Like, so if you are seeing that like everybody's saying yes, that may be a sign that your price is too low. And that yes, like it's time to up level. But like I said, make sure it feels good for you. And this is how these exercises can help you too, because it makes you very confident in your pricing because you know exactly what it is that you're bringing people to, right? That you are delivering with. So a little mini recap. And if this has been helpful, definitely let me know in the chat because that's my goal, right? I want to make sure that I am really delivering content that does help serve you in your business. And I know this month we've been talking about passive income a lot. So I wanted to make sure we do get this priced in the way that is best for you. So number 1 is knowing where your offer falls in your business. So if they have more access or less access to you, that is going to determine the price point. You don't want to be working 24/7 in your business. I'm telling you that because I've yet to attract anyone that's like, I want to work all day long, right? Number 2 is, along with that, is going to be, do you want higher numbers or more exclusive, right? So if you are looking, I've worked with people who have membership sites that are anywhere from $9 a month to $30 a month. And the strategy behind that is for more people to get in, and then there's higher tier options, right? Beyond that. So it's more of like, more people in, and then people start to up level from there, which that's totally fine. It's just a different strategy in business. For me, when I did my membership as far as the Achiever Circle, I actually want less people in and more like qualified on the same level. So it's very specific, it's niched, right? So like, yes, is it going to be harder to fill it? Probably, but I don't care, right? So I priced it knowing that, right? Having that going in of what it is that we're looking to achieve there. And of course I'm in there. So now that's time for me. So that's how you start to price, seeing, do they get more access to you, less access to you? Do you want higher numbers? Do you want it more exclusive? That's going to help to determine your price point so that you don't make it that, yes, it's super inclusive and everybody joins. And now I have to serve them all. And that sucks, right? Because like, I'm only one person. I can't serve 1,000 people, like not effectively, not at all. Thanks, Jess. Keep waking up, showing up, and kicking ass. Yes, you too, Dean. I'm so glad it was helpful. Number 2 is I want you to really make sure that as you're pricing your offer, you know what it's actually worth for them to have that offer versus the opposite. So how are they spending more money already in their life, their business, their health, their relationships, because they do not have your solution? So everything from, we talked about therapy to shopping to dentist bills, to medications, right? Like, what are they spending their money on? All the programs and the tools and all that, because they do want a solution, right? They just don't understand the bigger picture of what that is, right? So they're already spending the money. They're just spending it over here instead of over here, which is why they still are not getting the result they want. So listing all of that, add it up. I would encourage you, if you're doing webinars, make a slide on your webinar that shows that entire breakdown for them. I would also have that in your emails, right? Like letting people see what the real cost is of doing things the same way, right? Doing the things the same way and expecting different results. And once you have that list, add it up and then see, okay, based on the price of my offer, am I saving them money? Am I actually giving them something that's even better? Because now they're not going to 80 different million resources, right? And trying to figure out a bunch of different things and or just completely wasting their money. So instead they are saving money. And then the final one is your intuition. So go and write down 50 benefits of your offer, which again, this is just, all the stuff that I mentioned is going to help your sales pages too. So make sure you include them in there. 50 benefits of your offer, and make sure you're not underestimating yourself, right? Make sure that you kind of get that outside perspective on your own ability to deliver these benefits. Take a look at them and say, okay, do I still like this pricing for this? Or did I just realize that, oh my God, I'm giving away everything for $97, right? Like this is like way too much. I need to up my price. Or you're just like, okay, this looks good. Like I feel totally confident in this price because I know they are getting over, you know, usually you're always over delivering as an entrepreneur. Like they are definitely getting even more than they expect, you know, within this offer. And it's priced in a way that is completely saving them money from the opposite, right? Because you listed all of those. I'm saving them money, plus I'm getting them a result, and I feel super confident. And if not, you can adjust it at that point, right? Like, you know, right away to adjust it. So that is what I have for you today. And like I said, I hope this was super helpful, talking about pricing, knowing that you are a business. You do need to be profitable if you want to be a business. If not, it's a hobby. And if that's okay, that's totally fine, but you're probably not attracted to my brand if that's the case. So make sure that you are going through this with your offer. And if you need to go back to the last episodes, we talked about mapping out your passive offer and also pre-validating it. So make sure you check those out, and I will see you next week as we will wrap up this series talking about passive income and really kind of bringing it all together as far as a tech perspective and like the more of the nuts and bolts of it all, because I know that's where people get tripped up as well. So awesome, Jen. I'm so glad. And I will talk to you guys later. If you're in the Achiever Circle, obviously I'll see you over there. If you are not, then I want to encourage you to click above, learn more about it, see if it's a good fit for you. It is absolutely my favorite place on the interwebs, and it can be yours as well if you want to check it out and see what we are all about in there. An amazing, amazing group of women that are looking to really scale their business in a way that is not out there on the internet right now. So I would love to have you in our little Achievers family. If that is something that you think you are looking for in your business, you can just click above, read through the sales page. I'm not going to sales page vomit on you right now. And I will see you next week as we dive in more, wrapping up this series. So have an amazing rest of your week, you guys. Bye.